Third question, limit x tends to infinity for root of x square plus 3x minus x. Root of x square plus 3x minus x. Okay, for such a question, what do? We see the limit is tending to infinity. So think about our limits during infinity. What do we had? We had some rules where numerator denominator degrees we had to check, but here we don't have a denominator, so that completely rules out. So don't think about limits at infinity. Now think about directly substituting. We can't directly substitute, it's infinity. We can't solve a problem using infinity. So then what can we do? We see a root, we can rationalize, right? Even though there's no denominator, we can assume there's a denominator as 1 and multiply numerator and denominator with the conjugate of this. So let's do that. Limit x tends to infinity root of x square plus 3x minus x times root of x square plus 3x plus x, which is the conjugate, into root of x square plus 3x plus x. Okay, this is the things we multiplied. So even if we cut it off, we have the same question. Here we have limit x tends to infinity a minus b into a plus b, which is a square minus b square. So a square is x square plus 3x root whole square. So root and square would get cancelled. So x square plus 3x minus x square, okay, divided by root of x square plus 3x plus x. X square and minus x square and x square cancel. So limit x tends to infinity 3x divided by root of x square plus 3x plus x. Now we see, even if we directly substitute, we can't do that because there's a x here. 3 times infinity doesn't make sense. So we have to somehow cut out that x. So we need an x in this denominator. How can we do that? First take x square out of this common. So if we do that, limit x tends to infinity, we have to think like this: 3x, taking x square common from this, we get x square times 1 x. If we take x square from 1 x square, we get 1 plus x square from 3x is 3 divided by x. We took one x, we didn't have another x, so we divided by x plus x, that's outside the root, which is equal to limit x tends to infinity 3x. Now we know this is multiplication of roots, so we can take x square and root will get cancelled, so we can take x outside. So x root of 1 plus 3 by x plus x, right? We can take x common from these two terms, so we get limit x tends to infinity 3x divided by x common from these two terms, so root of 1 plus 3 by x, and if we take x from x, we get 1. So now we can, what did we do? We actually took x square from this root to actually get a x common to these two terms. Now we can simply cancel out this x and we don't have that problem. Now we get limit x tends to infinity 3 divided by root of 1 plus 3 by x plus 1. Now if we substitute, we get 3 divided by root of 1 plus 3 by infinity plus 1. Now what is 3 by infinity? We know anything divided by infinity is 0. So this would be 0. So 1 plus 0 is 1. So root of 1, 1. So the answer would be 3 by 1 plus 1, which is equal to 3 by 2. So we got the answer 3 by 2. So even though this was a limits of infinity question, we didn't have to use those rules. We actually solved it using rationalization. We took this x from this root and put common in the denominator and cancelled it out. And then we found the answer 3 by 2. Next question. Fourth question. It's also limits of infinity question. 4. Limit x tends to infinity 2x cube plus 5x divided by x cube minus x square. Okay, so we say we have a denominator and numerator, so we can really apply the rules, and we know both are polynomial functions. So if we apply the rules, we see both the degrees of the numerator and denominator are same, 3 and 3. So what can we do? What is the rule then? If the degrees are equal, we just have to consider the significant coefficients of those terms. So here the coefficients of the x cube would be 2 and of x cube would be 1, so the answer would be 2. Now if this was a MCQ, you can just do this in your mind. Now if this were a step by step, something you had to elaborate and write, if there was a 3-mark question or something, we can do it like this. We can take limit x cube by infinity. We can take x cube common from here. Taking x cube from 2x cube, we get 2 plus 5. We took an x, we have 2 x's to go, so we put 2 x's in the denominator, divided by taking x cube from x cube is 1 minus x cube from x square is 1 by x, right? Take 2 x's and then 1 x extra from the denominator. So we can cancel these two x cubes, and so we get limit x tends to infinity 2 plus 5 by x square divided by 1 minus 1 by x. Now applying the limit, we get 2 plus 5 by infinity by 1 minus 1 by infinity. We know anything by infinity is 0, so 2 plus 0 divided by 1 minus 0, which is equal to 2. So in this method also we got it, but if it was a MCQ and you wanted to save time, use the rules. The next one is also pretty simple. 5th question. Limit x tends to 0 e raised to 2x minus 1 divided by x. So we have, using the standard limit results, we have limit x tends to 0 e raised to x minus 1 divided by x equal to 1. So this was a general result. Now here we have e raised to 2x. So what do we do? This is e raised to anything divided by the denominator should be that anything. So here we have e raised to 2x. So the denominator should be 2x. So we just need to multiply 2 here, right? So if we multiply 2 here, we need to multiply 2 outside. So times 2. So we know this full thing is 1 by the result. So 1 times 2, which is equal to 2. Pretty easy if you know the limit results. And we can do the 6th question here itself. Limit theta tends to 0 sine 3 theta divided by 2 theta. Now by the result we know limit angle tends to 0 sine angle by angle is equal to 1. So here the angle would be 3 theta, right? Because it's in the sine, that's our angle. 3 theta is our angle. We don't have a 3 theta in the denominator, we have a 2 theta in the denominator. So we don't need this 2, we can put it outside the limit, right? So limit, if we put the 2 outside, limit theta tends to 2, no, theta tends to 0 sine 3 theta by theta. Now we need a 3 here, so we multiply a 3 here and a 3 outside, and then we get this whole thing accounts for 1. So the answer would be 3 by 2 times 1, which is equal to 3 by 2. So we got the answer as 3 by 2.